Okay.
Hello, friends. Welcome to Lawyers Infohub. I'm yours truly, Mercy. This platform is a platform that is born out of passion to teach, passion to reach out in our own little way to help grow the legal profession. Um, I am glad to have you here. So today, basically, we'll be talking about how the women or the female lawyers can excel in this profession. Friends, if you are a returning subscriber to this channel, I appreciate you. If you are new here, please subscribe to this channel because I know this video will teach you a lot. If you have not yet subscribed, click the subscribe button, click the notification bell so that once we drop a video, you can be notified. Today, I have a wonderful women here, great women doing exploits in their fields. They are all lawyers, you know. I'm glad to have them. I have Victoria. Victoria is a wonderful lady. She's also a lawyer. She's on her own. She's a mother. She's a seasoned lawyer, and she's also an author. She's doing great. I have Mrs. Tinuke. Tinuke is also in Abuja. She's a lawyer. She works in a high-profile law office. She's doing great in her own area. I have Adako. Ada is also in Lagos here. She's on her own. She's set up her own. She's doing great in the real estate sector. So I have these wonderful women here who will join me in this conversation. So the conversation begins. I welcome you all and I appreciate you for coming. It's an honor which I do not take for granted. So I want to start with Victoria. Victoria, do you think women should do better than the male folk in the legal profession? Do you think women should do better than the male folk in the legal profession? Please, what's your thoughts on this?
Well,
Please, you have to speak up because we're not hearing you. Speak up.
okay.
Yes.
I said for me,
Okay.
my is that I'm not in competition with them.
Okay.
I'm not in competition. You know, the cloud is too big to accommodate the birds.
Okay.
And I believe the world is too big to accommodate everybody. You know, this whole idea of men, women, and all the struggles that we see, you know, I want to believe that I'm not in competition with men. In my career, is about women should do better. It's not about women thing. It's about the individual. You get it? So if a woman does what is required, she will definitely do well. If a man does what is required, he will do well. So for me, there's no competition. It shouldn't even be an issue. That's my take on that.
Victoria,
Hello,
can
did you get me?
Yeah, I got you to the point that the cloud is big enough for everyone and that you're not in competition with anybody.
Okay, the thing seems to be breaking. I said for me, there is no competition. Like if a woman does what is required to succeed, then she will do well, as well as if a man does what is required. So the mere fact that you're a woman or you're a man, you know, in the legal profession doesn't guarantee your success rates. So for me, it shouldn't be an issue.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you very much. So can I want to ask Ada a question now. Ada, can you hear me? Yeah, hello, Ada.
Yes, Mercy, I can hear you.
Okay. What are those challenges you think women face in the legal profession? What are those challenges you think that women face in the legal profession that can slow their practice down, that can slow the pace of their practice?
Okay. For me, I'll talk from a very personal experience.
Okay.
And I think that's for me and some of my friends. I think one of the things that slow women down in the profession is marriage and childbearing.
Oh,
Yes, because for some women, there's this conflict of, oh, will I be there for my children? Will
okay.
I have to, especially, okay, like I used to be a litigation lawyer, and
Okay.
I worked in a full litigation firm. So sometimes I can be in 3 courts in a day.
Hmm.
That means because of where I live, I have to be on the island, as in I have to leave my home as early as 5 to meet
Okay.
up with, to beat traffic and be in court before 9.
9.
Yeah. So when I had my first daughter, I was like, I felt like, yeah, where will I drop this child? As in, if I have to leave as early as
That's
5.
5.
So that and because of the numerous stories we get to hear about caregivers
All of that. Hmm.
and all that, I had that, restriction. I had that conflict of interest. Like the child didn't beg me for her to come to the world. I chose to bring her to the world. So I have
Okay.
to make the shifts. So for me, that
Hmm.
was where I decided to step back a little from the work environment, and I started building up on my own. So that process of you building up, unlike if you were working in an established firm, by now you'd have either gotten promoted to head of
Yes.
chambers, partner, and all that. But right now you have to start afresh. You have to start building up all over again. You have to start gaining the trust of clients and all that. So
Yeah.
sometimes, and there's a limit to the type of job you can take because you want to be there for the children. So
So
I
for
think
you,
it's
yeah, you
those
think
early
marriage and
years.
childbearing. Yes.
Yes. I won't really say marriage. I won't really say marriage. I will say childbearing.
Okay,
Those early years of
childbearing.
childbearing.
Yeah, you can
Because if
slow
I would
down.
say marriage, after that early stage of childbearing, if you have a supportive spouse,
Yes.
the sky is just the beginning, the
Okay.
kickoff. Yes. So
Okay.
for me, that is one of the things I feel that is a challenge for women.
For women. Thank you very much. So back to Tinuke. Tinuke, can you hear me? Hello, Tinuke?
Yes, Mercy. Yes, Mercy. I can hear you loud and clear.
So what other challenges do you think women that affects women that slow down the pace of their practice in the legal profession?
One of the other challenges that make women not to excel in the profession,
Yeah.
I would go for a poor mindset,
Okay.
not having that resilient spirit. Because if you want to be in practice, in active practice, you have to have that mindset
Okay.
and understand that you have a passion. So not having that poor mindset and also not having the passion. Because if you have a passion for something,
Yes.
then even when the tough time comes, you remind yourself, why am I doing this? Why do I have to wake up very early? Why do I have to study 100 books of files and go to court the next day and tell the judge and them to grant my order and all that?
Yes.
So for me, when the passion is not there, there's that opportunity, there's that opening door to like lose interest and just give up. So for me, it's really key to maintain that mindset of can-do attitude, can-do spirit, positive mindset, and just keep going. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. So the resilient spirit is what a woman needs to forge ahead in this practice. Okay, now back to you, Victoria. Victoria, can you hear me? Yes. Okay. Do you think women are being discriminated against in this profession from your
That's
experience?
that's very obvious, you know.
Wow.
That's
So
obvious. Even though, well, will I say, personally, I've not experienced it, but we see it every day. We see it every day, even in the in the highest rank that we imagine that such things shouldn't exist. And in fact, recently, a judge appealed and wrote a petition that she was sidelined when she was supposed to make the chief judge. Yes, and that should be like this. You get it. So against, But then I like the fact that we are not folding our hands, as we're not taking it like no. We are putting in the and it's so bad. It's so bad because we are second-hand citizens. They don't look at you like you have that issue of the gender identity is really a big challenge in the society. Even and when we see it among the educated ones, is so heart-wrenching. It's so sad. Now imagine among the elites, talk more of what will be happening among the illiterates. Get the point. They just feel that because you're a woman, there are just some limitations, and I refuse to see it. I refuse to see it.
Yeah.
I have a friend that works in a corporate establishment.
Okay.
And she was the secretary. She was the secretary of that. It's a microfinance. She was the secretary. And you need to hear her complain. Like they might be having a board meeting, and someone will come in, greet every other person, and behave like she's non-existent just because she's a lady. You get and she's just a young lady holding that position, and it's so glaring. And at a point, she had to start fighting back. Like someone will come. She said that if someone comes greet and doesn't greet her, she would just have to boldly and openly tell the guy, please, I'm here. I'm a human being. So it can be so annoying. So if you are not a confident person, sorry, if you're not a confident lady, you might go back to cry. But for people like us, we fear no evil. We just tell you as it is. So discrimination is still a problem in the profession.
Yeah. So thank you very much. So back to you, Ada. Ada, what advice do you have for women who want to start up? Because you've started up and you are doing great. So what advice can you give from your experiences to women or the female folk who want to start up on their own? So can I hear you on this?
Okay, like Sinu said earlier, the passion and the resilience has to be there.
Okay.
As in you don't live with excuses. The world doesn't give you what you deserve. You fight for it.
Okay.
So for women who want to go back into the profession, as in after start up on their own, they need to know that there is work to do. In short, you're going to work twice as much than when you're working for someone else. Okay. Because when you're working for someone else, you know that you're resuming 8, you're closing 5, or you're closing 6, or some weekends you're off. But trust me, when you're working for yourself, you work Sunday to Sunday.
Yeah.
Then sometimes when the children are fast asleep, that's when you have time to work. You stay awake almost all night. Then you resume your morning duties. So you just need to be determined. You need to be resilient. You need to get ready for the work. And you need to know that you need to fight for what is yours. When I mean fight, I don't mean physical fight, but you need to settle it in your heart that I'm going for this and I'm going to get it. And you don't get discouraged, because trust me, there are a lot of things to discourage you. You don't get discouraged. You don't get discouraged with the first setback. You don't get discouraged with second setback. You go down, you can go back, you can cry, you can drink a cup of tea, maybe a cup of cappuccino or something, but you must wake up the next morning and tell yourself, I'm going to do this and I'm going to win. So the first thing is settle it within your mind that I'm going to make a difference in this profession. I'm going to set up one of the best law practices. You just have to tell yourself you're going to do it, and you have to push yourself. Get ready to work. They say if wishes were horses, men will fly. So trust me, this is not a wish, it's work, serious work. So you just need to get ready to do the work. And all I know is that Apollos planted, somebody watered, and God gives the increase. So that's my advice.
Thank you very much. So back to you, Tinu. Tinu, can you hear me?
Yes, Mercy, I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah. Now, I've noticed that women, they tend to stay longer in an establishment, rather than the male folk. You see, a woman can stay 10 years, 15 years, 7 years, 5 years in a particular place. Well, I can be wrong, but I've noticed it. So why do you think, what makes women stay in a particular place, be it a law office, be it an organization, longer than the male folk? I might be wrong, but this is what I feel. So why do you think women, what do you think women can stay longer? Let's put it that way. And what makes them stay longer in a particular employment?
Well, the question is quite an interesting one. Thank you. But I think it comes from a different perspective. Everybody has their own reasons why they would stay in an establishment. It could be affirmation from the boss. It could be that the boss is very, very encouraging. The boss doesn't see sexes. He doesn't see whether you're male or female. If there's a case in Zamfara or if there's a case in Makodi, he gives you the file, go and deal with it, go to court. He's not going to say, oh, she has a baby. He just treats you like the male. Some women stay. It could be the pay rise. It could be they have a certain provisions for staff. Monetary, health. They help them with their health insurance. It ranges. There are many reasons why a person would stay. But if we're looking at who makes a better boss or who makes a better, would I say, leader? For me, I'm not going to come like a feminist, but women too are good leaders, and they are good bosses as well, if given the opportunity. Yes, there's a maternity issue. There's the issue of, okay, she may be the weaker vessel, wherein some people believe that. But believe it or not, women are taking leadership positions in their stride. And we've seen in our profession, senior advocates of Nigeria who are female, they've distinguished themselves and they stand out and they keep going and going and going, and there's no limit for them. And they are absolutely smashing it every day. So despite what people think, or whether or not they feel like a woman is a better leader or not, as a leader, each person has to know that you have to go extra mile, even 10 miles. And a leader is not even a normal person. They are extra people. Like, they think outside the box, they see possibilities. And then I was looking at a 2015 report, and it says that over like a research of like 40 years, women are likely to focus on building employee engagement in their workplace. They're likely to foster relationships with the clients. This doesn't mean that men cannot do that, but there's this ability to groom, to water, to stay with it, and to push when it comes to women. Good at management as well. So for me, I think that women can be better. They can be better bosses if given the opportunity.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Victoria, can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
This question is directed to you. Can you hear me? Hello, Victoria.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Do you think women can make better judges, magistrates? Do you think women can be better magistrates or judges? What's your take on this?
I can. I didn't get it.
Do you think women can be better judges, better magistrates?
Question. It broke up.
Can you hear me?
Hello. Repeat the question, please.
Do you think women can be better judges or magistrates? Do you think they have what it takes to be better judges, better magistrates, and all that? You know, what's your take on this?
The audio is
okay. Okay, can you hear me now? Hello?
breaking. I didn't get the question, sorry.
Okay. Okay, do you think
Yes,
women can be better judges or magistrates? Do you think they are better at the bench, women?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
It keeps breaking. Yes, it keeps breaking.
It keeps breaking. Okay. I was asking whether you think women can be better judges, better magistrates.
So do I think that women
are better judges? Yeah, better judges and magistrates. I know.
Okay. Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Be better magistrates and judges, right?
Yeah. Hello?
Insane and so many other factors.
Okay.
You get the point. Now, as judges.
Okay.
And that's, you know.
Okay.
If as a woman, then I mean, the beauty bringing them is beyond words. In the same vein, if you are just there, you know, we still see such people.
Okay. Moving down to.
So I can't say that a woman can be a better judge and a better magistrate if she does what is done. You have to know. I mean, you have to know the law, and you just have to know your own things. But I tell you, I really see some women that are magistrate that each time you think of before their court, just want to plan. I don't know. So it's just so we have the good ones and we have the not so good ones. I won't say that, but also
yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah, so Tinu, what do you want to say add to this? Hello, Tinu. Hello,
thank you,
Tinu.
thank you. Yes, I can hear you, Mercy. Thank you, Victoria.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful for this opportunity because these topics are trending. These are life issues that occur daily. And thank you, Adako, as well. Thank you, Mercy. I just want to state very quickly that having seen that this is a trending issue on the issue of, okay, whether or not we have female better judges, and some men even say, oh, because the judge is female, that's why she gave that decision, or that's why she's so strict, you know. But for me, where the world is going as regards women and leadership positions, whether as a judge, as a magistrate, as a boss, for me, I firmly believe that having moved past the 21st century and beyond, we're returning to gender equality. Gender equality, as what I mean by gender equality is that the economy today, having suffered COVID, NSAS, a lot of the terrible issues that are going on currently, and how companies are closing down. The today employer, the today companies, institutions, they are looking for brains, not brawn. They are looking for who can deliver, who can bring the solutions. Yes, we have machines, we have great industries, but today, the biggest growth industries are knowledge-based, which is the legal profession. We bring knowledge, we bring solutions, we solve problems, and service-based. So, so when there's a demand, there's good, where there's quality service, where there's problem solving, there's going to be a great demand. And so we must have that tool. Are we equipped to be able to bring solutions, to be able to succeed, even in the rigorous terrain, you know? So this tells us that we can do better, we can be at the top, whilst balancing our work life, our family life, but being able to equip ourselves with the right tools so that we can bring solutions. Okay. Then when we have a magistrate or a judge, once the magistrate is equipped to the right position of the law, the jurisprudence of that subject matter, and is able to weigh the two sides to determine who it is has been able to prove their case, you know, and been able to like look at the whole circumstance of the suit and arrive at the right decision. Oh, there's no right decision anyway, but I mean, in law, really, being able to apply the law to the circumstance. So where there's an equipment, the individual is equipped, the magistrate, the judge, the leader, the lawyer has the right equipment. They're empowered, they are trained. Then the sky is not even the limits. They can even reach greater heights. Yeah. And there's a Harvard Law review I recently saw. Okay. It shows the current data about there's a compelling evidence that the bias, you know, is incorrect. That maybe women are perceived to be, you know, not good enough or all that. What the research is actually saying is that they are actually able to bring something to the table and even perform even much better. Thank you so much.
Yeah, very much. Yeah. And then what's your take on this? Can you just round it up at this point? What's your take on this?
Okay, for me, competence has nothing to do with gender, has nothing to do with sex, whether we are male or female. If you're a competent person, you're a competent person. So whether a woman is a better judge, I've sat before wonderful, fantastic judges, both male and female. So it's about, and I've sat before terrible judges, both male and female. So it's about our individual drive to succeed at what we are doing, exactly as Tino and Victoria has said. It has nothing to do with our gender. It's all about who we are, what's our drive for excellence, how do we want to bring solutions to the table, how do we want to change the face of the judiciary, as in what's my contribution. So for me, that is it. So it has nothing to do with gender.
On the last point for you, that I want to ask, do you think women in our profession now, they are dressing well? Just on the last point, do you think women are dressing well?
Okay, so that question is open-ended because our profession is vast. And when I mean our profession is vast, you can see some of us in courts, you can see some of us in the corporate sector, you can see some of us in the entertainment industry, you can see some of us in real estate like myself. So if we say women in our profession, it's plenty.
Those in the litigation, let's say those that go to court. Let's not bring it down.
Okay, so you know the truth about those that go to court is the fact that our wig and gown covers whatever we wear. So before the judge, what she's saying is the wig and gown, so she doesn't know what we're wearing inside. So that's what I'm saying. I can't really say that they are not dressing appropriately or inappropriately, because by the time the judge is looking at me, my lord, you're looking at my white bib, you're looking at my wig and my gown. So, and most of the colleagues we see, but no, quite a lot of us dress professionally, quite a lot of us dress fantastically, except you're talking about law students. But if it's the profession, I think we do a lot of corporate dressing. That's for litigation. That's what I have seen. I've not seen something else.
So Victoria, on the issue of dressing, what do you have to say for women? The issue of dressing.
Okay, Mercy, you talk about dressing as if we are still in school, you know, where you have to when you have to wear your black and white and all that. And just like Anna said, if you're in court and all the judge gets to see is your beef and your wig and gown and all that. But I think let me pretend I understand what you mean with the question. You know, these conservative dresses of lawyers that they shouldn't wear sharp colors, you know, they are going to, and when you talk of lawyers now, the person that comes to mind is, you know, litigation, going to court and all that. But for people like us that are corporate and, you know, personally, oh my God, I have tried to run away from that so-called black and white and all black outfits for lawyers. You know, I just have a few black down so that when I have to go to court, but aside that, when I wake up every morning, I pay so much attention to what I wear, and I try to avoid any look of black, you know, and all that. So it's not about the black and white thing. It's still about you, you know. It's still about you, where your activities for the day, where your meeting and all that. But Ada is right when he say we dress corporately, the greater, you know, the point. So, and I think we are doing it. We are trying that. We are trying. You know, when I see some of my colleagues, some of those, I'm friends. And you understand that courage, that the understanding that I'm the lawyer, or you don't even know the client to be meeting for the day, like me that's looking for billions, you know, and in the real estate, you look out for clients. And I tell myself, I should dress in such a way that if I'm talking to somebody about million things, the person should look at me and be able to say, yes, I can do business with this. And not dress in such a way that you're talking business with someone and the person is looking at you like a hungry person looking for him to be found. You know, so that is how much I pay attention to when it comes to my business. And I think a good number of us, we are trying on that. We are trying.
Thank you very much. So, Tinu, on the last point, Tinu, can you hear me?
Yes, Mercy, I can hear you.
Yeah, you know, there are still pockets of issues of abuse on women. So what do you advise? What's your advice to a woman out there who is undergoing abuse from the office, you know, in the work sector? What do you have to say to such a person?
When it comes to abuse, do you mean abuse in the workplace?
Yes, workplace.
Okay, abuse in the
female lawyer. Yes. Most especially sexual abuse. What advice are you going to give to someone who will see this video and is undergoing that, and it's such a thing is happening to her? So what advice do you give to such a person? What's the person supposed to do? What's your advice on that?
The first thing is for them to know that they are not alone. They are not alone, and they need to report it to the next person who is close to them. It could be a mentor, it could be a friend, it could be a colleague. And also we have various bodies that deal with such issues. But the point is, don't just keep it to yourself. Let other people know. Let somebody whom you trust know about it so that they can escalate it and it can be dealt with. Definitely there will be other things that come to such, because I mean, when you now report it, then you know that the end results probably will be like you're going to lose that job, maybe because the person thinks that, okay, I employed you and you're not cooperating, therefore you need to leave, you know. So be ready for that. But then again, I think that that needs to be exposed, not just kept to oneself, so that the person will not be depressed and then leading to other things. Thank you very much.
Wow. We really had a wonderful session, and I enjoyed this session because I know that women, we have the capacity, we have what it takes to, you know, get to the zenith of our success. Okay, get to the zenith of whatever we want to be. So on this last point of abuse, let me ask Ada, just say something on this, just a few minutes, please. Say something on this.
Okay, I remember there was a time I worked somewhere and I had a similar experience. And you know, since you're working with lawyers, they're very, very tactful on how they do their own abuse, because they don't want it to be full-fledged so that you don't catch them fully. But one of the things I did was I made sure I reported to the most senior person. That's it was a partnership, so I reported to the most senior. That's the head of the firm. Wow. I reported the matter to him, and I spoke to the person directly, and I told him, sir, that's not what I'm here for. And if it means I have to leave your firm, so be it. As in, so most times you have to abuse thrives in silence and fear. The fear of where will I get another job, the fear of I might lose this job. So you need to know that even if you lose this one, you will get something else. So you don't, yes, rather, because I even had a junior, I had the mentee who later on had the same experience. And I told her, babes, it's time to leave. And she left. And for at least for 3 months, she was jobless. But by the time she got a job, she got something twice better than what she left. So sometimes you just need to face it, face the fear, talk to the person, talk it out with him. If he's not relenting, then move on.
Wow, this is great. This is great because our society, we have this silence culture.
Yes.
Keep quiet, don't say it. It's your boss. What will the person? The person say, do you have evidence? Stuff like that, wherein it's happening daily.
Exactly.
So yeah, for someone who is passing through this, the best bet is to talk to the person or report the issue. And if possible, and if it's not going to stop, you leave. You rather get another job than suffer in abuse. I know, because a time will come, you will become emotionally depressed. You will not be yourself. You won't be able to even work well. Yes. And as a lawyer, you are trained to speak up. Yes, you're trained to speak up. You're not trained to keep quiet. Because even if it's happening to another person and you are aware of it, you also speak up. So thank you, ladies, for giving me the vibes that I need.
Thank you,
Mercy.
Mercy.
And I pray that in your different endeavors you excel.
Amen.
You surmount the mountains. You surmount all those things that seems to be challenges. And I know that I'll be hearing good things about you. And I also want to commend Victoria for the wonderful book you wrote. The brand called you. The title is amazing. So friends, get to Victoria Exhibit.
How do we get a copy?
Yeah, it's an ebook. It's an ebook. So you can follow her. You can follow her on Facebook. That's Victoria Exhibit and other for the ebook. Yeah, she's doing great. So Tinu, I thank you. Tinu is a wonderful lady.
Thank you.
She has been my friend and a sister. Thank you for honoring this invite. Ada, I don't know what to say. I want to give you a big hug. Thank you. I missed the tight schedule. I didn't know you're going to make it. So thank you. So friends, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe to this channel. Like this video, share it to your friends. It's Lawyers Infohub. So we are going places. We are teaching the law. We are saying it as it is, and I know that you are enjoying it. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much.